I want to talk to you a little bit about fishing an iron jig for this type of fishing, bottom fishing. And see the gear I'm using, not a very big reel. And I have Spectra line on here. I have an 80-pound Spectra with a small piece of 40-pound monofilament, not even fluorocarbon, just straight monofilament. And then this is the jig I'm using. This is an 8-ounce Magic Metal Jig. And what's great about these jigs is not only the way they perform, but on these ones we have them all with welded rings. So if we catch a monster Ling Cod, or even if we, get like a black sea bass or anything, we don't have to worry about a split ring breaking open. That welded ring is going to hold. We use these a lot for tuna fishing because you never know what size fish you're going to get. They work great. Right now we're going to look for a Ling Cod or a nice sized rockfish. So the technique for this is you just drop it down. You don't have to cast it. Let it go all the way to the bottom. And I like fishing Spectra for this because you can feel everything. And I just have that short piece of monofilament just so that if I do snag a rock or something, it's going to break at the monofilament. I don't want to lose all this Spectra. It costs a lot more money. But you could tie straight onto the Spectra, but there's a good chance if you hook a rock, you're never going to get it out. You're going to have to cut the line off. So that's why we have that monofilament on there. I'm just going to let it go all the way to the bottom. And with the Spectra, you're just going to feel every little bump when it hits anything down there and it hits the rocks. And we're not in that deep of water. We're only about 250 feet of water. So I'm on the bottom now. And what I like to do is just shake it once or twice like this. When I get to the bottom, don't feel anything. Then what I do is let it go all the way to the bottom. And then put it in gear, crank it like 4 or 5 times, then stop. What I want my jig to do is dart up, look like it's escaping from the Ling Cod, and then lots of times they'll chase it. So don't get bit, just put it back in free spool, and just repeat that process over and over till you get bit. I just got bit. There we go, there's a fish. Now just slow bouncing it. Feels like a ling. Don't know if it's legal, but hit it pretty good as it was just sitting there bouncing the jig around. So at this point you just make those first couple of fast cranks to set the hook. You don't have to jerk the rod or anything, and then just keep grinding. Once you got that fish off the rocks, you can kind of relax a little bit and wind it up. And just move the line from side to side so it doesn't ball up on your reel. And let's see what we got. Oh no, a big salmon grouper. Nice sized salmon grouper, good eating fish. And see how big this jig is? That's an 8-ounce jig. You would think that's a monster jig, but compared to big quality fish like this, it's not. It's a good sized fish there. Okay, we'll put this one in the sack, drop it back down, and see if we can get a Ling Cod. Well, let's take a little break from the action here aboard the Ranger 85 and go to the galley and show you how to cook up one of these delicious rockfish we're catching today out here between Santa Rosa and San Miguel Islands.